How's it hanging, YouTube? Peter here, your ginger Geordie Geek. Welcome back to the channel. Now, we're trying to do something a little bit different this time. I'm streaming on a whole host of different areas and different places. Please, can you do us a favour and let me know if you can see me and hear me in the chat? Because I haven't got a bloody clue whether this is working or not. I don't know what's going on. So I am trying some of StreamYard's new features where we're apparently streaming both vertically and horizontally. So we should be on normal YouTube. We should be on the YouTube Shorts, I think, on a vertical kind of frame. And we should also be live or at the moment on Instagram. Now, I can't see comments on Instagram, so if you are watching on Instagram and you're popping away little comments, I'll not be able to see them, but you should be able to put comments on the usual YouTube applications. So please, ladies and gents, let us know if you can see us and hear us, because I haven't got a frigging clue whether this is working or not. Terry, thank you very much for joining, pal. Let us know, Terry, did it go live straight after my intro video? Because something weird seemed to happen at my end. Not quite sure what happened. We've got Mr. Keegan in the chat. Nice to see you, James. I hope you're having a lovely holiday, pal. Hope it's all good fun. Can see and hear you, unfortunately. We know that that's not true, James. We know that you hang on my every word. So, like I say, guys, trying something a bit different. Live on Instagram, live on YouTube, vertically and horizontally. So interested to know if people can see us and hear us properly on both of those different formats. Mr. Keegan, you tried this the other night on good old One Good Scare, but as you can see, I've done it properly. I haven't done it half-arsed like you did it, mate. I've got it all set up looking lovely, so it's working well for me. Only concern is at the moment I don't seem to have a lot of people watching, so just okay, Terry. Didn't see the intro, you're just phone shape. So you're on the wrong link, Terry. So it's phone shaped and normal. So if you jump out of the phone shape, you should be able to find another recording, another live video, which is me in my normal format. So check that out, Terry. Jump off, see if you can find us in a different format. You should be able to see us in normal landscape, sexy glory. So check that one out for us, please. Don't have a lot of people watching, so a little bit concerned that this new fancy feature on StreamYard is ballsed up and it's not working very well. But I'd be interested to see what you guys say about it. So please do check it out. Well, Mr. Keegan, I have got my slides sorted, James, and I've done it very well. So James is saying, get those slides up and we'll see how it looks. Phil, trust you to be awkward in multiple formats. I'm trying, Phil, but I'm not sure it's working, pal. I'm not sure it's working. We're getting various weird kind of things going on here on the screen. I'm apparently live on Instagram as well, but I'm not convinced that that's actually working. But yeah, never mind. Jack, afternoon, pal. I hope you are doing well as well. So, for those of you that are just joining, like I say, we're trying a few different new things today. We've got StreamYard's new function, which allows you to stream live on Instagram, but also to stream vertically and horizontally on good old YouTube. So just having a bit of a play to see if it's worth doing it. Yeah, not getting chat here, watching in good old 16:9. Okay, so the chat's not coming up on your version. That's interesting, Phil. That is interesting. So can you just see your comments, Phil, at the moment? Interesting. Christ only knows what the hell's going on. I've got a feeling this is going to be one of those fancy new functions that is a load of bollocks and I'm not going to use going forward. But we'll see. We will see. I've known me, I've probably set it up wrong and pressed something wrong. We've got Claire. Nice to see you, Claire. Hi. Yeah, you're live on Instagram as well. Oh, thank you, Claire. This is weird. Phil saying, yeah, just on my own. Okay. We'll see how it goes, guys. We'll see how it goes. We'll give it a little bit of a play around. Terry saying, chat wasn't up. Clicked it again and it appeared. Trial and error, absolutely failed. Just giving it a little go. People seem to be jumping in now. We've got 13 people watching. Mr. Keegan's in Instagram saying Instagram is working. Thank you for that, James. Right, guys, I think we're just going to crack on. with the show as usual and just see what happens as we go along, because I don't even know what's going on really. But anyway, so here we go with the slides. We have got a fair bit to get through tonight, guys. We're going to be doing a fair bit of comic related news, but before we do that, we'll start off as we always do with a little bit of shelf life. So those of you that haven't seen this before, this is basically stuff that I've got on my shelves, so stuff that I haven't actually managed to get to read yet, and I've got loads of it. So I'm interested to know, guys, if you have read any of this, if this is on your shelf as well, or if this is on your watch list. Stuff that perhaps you've just not kind of managed to get a chance to read yet. Let us know what you've got on your shelves. What's on your list of things to watch, to read, but you've just not got your finger out and not got around to do it yet. Mr. Keegan, this does look better. Of course it does, James. Of course it does. I don't do things half-assed like yourself. We've got the original Big Dave. Nice to see you, pal. Hope you're doing well. Okay, let's start off with a couple of books that are on my shelf. So we're going to start off with this. This is Low by Rick Remender, one of my favourite writers. Absolutely stunning writer. I love his work. This is a Geek Big compendium that came out a little while ago. Big chunky monkey, this one, much like myself, that I've not actually managed to get into yet. And I don't really know what it's about. All I know is it's by Rick Remender, and like I say, he's one of my favourite writers. So I thought I would pick this up and give it a little go. The artwork inside is pretty nice. It looks really interesting. Rick does some incredible work. Some of his books at the moment, we're going to talk about one of his books in a little while. He's one of my favourite stories out at the moment. He's just incredible writer. So this is Low compendium. It contains Low issue 1 to 26. I don't know if that's the full series of Low. Someone let us know if it is or not. But this basically says, millennia ago, mankind fled Earth's surface into the bottomless depths of the darkest oceans, shielded from a merciless sun's scorching radiation. The human race tried to stave off certain extinction by sending robotic probes into faraway galaxies to search for a new home among the stars. Generations later, when one of these probes returns to Earth with the promise of an inhabitable world, one mother risks everything she has left to stage a daring journey from the lowest depths of the now alien surface in a final race to save humanity from a world beyond hope. Sounds interesting. Let us know if you've read this in the comments, please, guys. Like I say, big fan of Rick's work, so interested to see if this is any good or a load of old shite. We don't know. Let's have a look. Terry says, I think I read the first couple of issues of Low, bored me to death. Oh, marvellous. Thanks, Terry. That's good. I'll check it out, Terry, and I shall let you know. But you're normally a pretty good judge of books, Terry, so if you think it's boring, there's a good chance it's going to be a load of old cack. We've then got this. I don't know why I picked this up. Better Place. It's like someone recommended it to us. Perhaps good old Chris, I think, might have recommended this to us. But this is Better Place by John Murray. Not a clue what it's about. It's a nice looking book, but black and white with some flecks of colour in there. The art style looks quite interesting. Yeah, it looks interesting. So we'll give it a go and see what we think. But basically, this one says, Dylan just moved to a new house with no friends and a mother who doesn't have time for him. Luckily, he's got a granddad. Together, they are the Rocket Red and Kid Cosmo, who save the universe every day with the power of imagination. But one day, Dylan learns that his granddad is suddenly gone to a better place. Now, Kid Cosmo will have to save the day all by himself. Ooh, that sounds a bit heavy, doesn't it? That one sounds a bit heavy, but we'll give it a go and we'll see what it's like. Better Place. I can't remember who's recommended this one to us. It is most likely going to be Chris, I would imagine, from off my shelves. I would have thought. But yeah, looks interesting. Give it a go. Phil's saying in the comments there that it is a tearjerker. Okay. Oh. And then I've got this. Now, I've had this one for ages, just never bothered to pick it up. Everybody tells us it's amazing. I flicked through a few pages of it a little while ago, and I got a space version, and it was shite. But everyone tells us this is a great book to read. This is Usagi Yojimbo, with a rabbit samurai in it. So about a rabbit samurai, supposed to be really interesting. This is a massive book. This is volume 1 of Usagi Yojimbo. Like I say, not so sure on this one. Let us know if you've read any of the rabbit stories. I have to be honest, the art style doesn't do much for us. But I picked it up because everybody says, "Oh, it's great, you've got to read it." And a good friend of mine has told us that it's his favourite character. Good old comic deal. It's his favourite character, so I have to give it a go to just try it. But yeah, not so sure, guys. Not so sure. It doesn't do a great deal for us, but I will try it and see what I think of it. Anybody read any Usagi Yojimbo in the chat? Samurai Rabbit. I think he spun out of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or something along those lines. But yeah, it's a big one. This contains Usagi Yojimbo Volume 2 1 to 16 and Volume 3 1 to 6. Okay. Yeah, we'll give it a go. What's the worst that could happen? Okie dokie. Let's have a look. See, Terry's not read it. Chris, that is a Chris book, says Phil. Yeah. Right, chaps. Let's crack on and let's do some slides, shall we? We're here to talk a little bit about comic books. These are the books that I've been reading over the last few days. And some of them are out this week, some of them are out the week before. Some of them are decent, some not so much so. But let's have a little look-see at what we've been reading. And we're going to start off with this. This is DC Knockout or DC KO. This is the current big DC Comics event book. If you've not been reading this, basically Darkseid is coming to Earth and it's foretold that he's going to wipe everything out. The only way that can combat that is by somebody becoming a new version of Darkseid, basically. So becoming the mightiest, strongest character of all time. So to do this, the anti-life equation that powers Darkseid has set up this tournament fighting heroes versus villains and all that kind of stuff. Now it is interesting. It is interesting. The premise of this is batshit crazy, but actually the book itself is a lot of fun. I am enjoying it. It's got some stunning artwork, some interesting combinations of characters that you wouldn't normally see put together. Issue 2 really did kind of take off. I enjoyed it. Although what I would say is I particularly enjoy the pages that aren't really linked to all the fighting. I like the pages that are just Bruce, Diana and Clark Kent and Lois Lane sat in their apartment chatting about board games and things like that. I find that quite humanizing of the characters. I'm really enjoying that element of it. But this issue, basically issue number 2, kicks off with another round of the championship, another round of the battle, and each battle basically got a slightly different taste to it. So the last issue was basically just a run. This issue is a kind of a what do you call it, a search for mystic and magical objects. So there's a whole host of DC related objects all over the landscape, and the characters have got to try and find them. I think there's something like, I can't remember, 12 objects or something, and there's 20 odd characters. So if you haven't got an object by the end of it, you're out the game. This leads to shenanigans and fun and some good battles. There's a real interesting bit with Superman versus Lex Luthor. Superman loses a hand and gets shot with kryptonite and all kinds of stuff. Starro the Conqueror's there, firing these little Starro creatures all over the shop. Really, really good fun. Really good fun. So yeah, I would recommend checking this one out. This is DC Knockout issue 2. It's got a lot of leg room, this one. There's going to be a whole host of side books attached to this particular run. And there's also some really interesting editions. So we know we're getting the Absolute Universe joining this, and we also know we're going to get later on down the line Homelander, Annabelle, and a whole host of other really interesting characters into the mix. I'm still crossing me little fingers, me fat chubby digits, hoping that we're going to get some kind of Marvel introduction in this as well. It would be incredible for near the end of this for them to all of a sudden introduce some Marvel characters into the mix. I think that could be pretty darn cool. So that's DC Knockout issue number 2, well worth a read. We've then got this. This is the Infernal Hulk issue number 1. Yes, another relaunch. What's that? About 3 or 4 in the last 5 years. So this picks up after the last series, where basically the Hulk is ripped in two, Bruce Banner's torn from his body, and the son of the mother of all monsters inhabits the Hulk's body. This issue was much more graphic than I expected. I wasn't anticipating the level of gore in it. Yes, it's a horror book, but as you can see in that page there, we've got brains being splattered, heads exploded, people's bodies being crushed to a pulp. It's just quite graphic for what is classed as a normal Marvel book. Bear in mind, ladies and gents, Marvel have done this whole big hoo-ha, haven't they, about red band books. So, if you wanted a little bit more violent, you have to pay a little bit more money to get the red band books. Well, this is friggin' violent beyond belief. I mean, this isn't red band, this is normal issue. So I don't quite understand what the point of that whole red band thing is. Anyway, side note there. This picks up basically with this Infernal Hulk, this new iteration of the Hulk appearing on the Earth. The military sent to tackle him. He wipes them out with ease and then kind of creates his lair, his home from under the ground, but then resurrects a lot of the dead soldiers to be his minions and to do his bidding. Really interesting, great artwork. Ends with the promise really of an Avengers versus Hulk fight, and the kind of the nod of the hat to the fact that Bruce Banner is out there in the real world somewhere. So yeah, really like this. I thought this was good fun, well worth picking up, well worth checking out. Let's just quickly jump to the comments. Super Sorrel, dual streaming again. Trying, pal, trying. Not quite sure it's working, but we're giving it a shot. We're giving it a shot. Also on Instagram, apparently. Yeah. It's Knockout. It's King Omega. Yeah, that's right. King Omega is what he's going to be. If whoever wins or something, isn't it? Is that right? 88 player, loved this book. DC KO. RC, got you. King Omega. The KO stands for King Omega, not Knockout. Got you. Thank you. Love this book. Yeah, I am enjoying it. Although it looks weird on mobile with the slides. Yeah. Well, it should be on 2 different ways, Sorrel. So you can check it out on mobile, or you can get it in the normal streaming version as well. So there's 2 different live streams going, and Instagram as well. So you can check it out on both of those different things. DC Mortal Kombat. Yeah, pretty much, Dave. Pretty much. I liked all the classic weapons. Yeah, me too. I thought that was a pretty cool element. Terry won't get his books till Friday. Oh, Terry, that's a bit naff. Okay, moving on. We've got Absolute Batman issue number 14, which is kind of the conclusion of one of the big story arcs. This is Batman pitting himself against Bane. For those of you that haven't been reading this is a kind of a reimagined version of Batman. He's a chunky monkey, he's a big boy. And Arkham and the Joker and various other characters are featured in very unique ways. So this issue picks up where Batman has challenged Bane to a duel, basically a big fight to try and prove to Gotham that there are monsters out there and evil creatures and all the rest of it. The plan is that Batman's going to inject himself with venom near the end of the fight so he can hopefully best Bane. Things don't go quite that way. I'll not spoil it because it's an interesting read, but the imagery in this is phenomenal. You get Killer Croc, you get Catwoman, you get Bane, the most horrific version of Bane you've probably ever seen. It's a great read. If you're not reading Absolute Batman, thoroughly recommend it. It's a great book to be picking up at the moment. Perhaps get it in trade paperback. Oh dear. We've then got Amazing Spider-Man. This is interesting. So this is Spider-Man 16. I've recently jumped back into Spider-Man after someone told us it was worth a read. I hadn't appreciated the doing kind of alternate issues. So one issue is set on Earth, and then next month it's set in space with Peter Parker, who's out shenanigans around the galaxy. But the Earth story basically picks up with Norman Osborn, who is being Spider-Man, trying to help Peter out. This is interesting. I still don't know how I feel about Norman Osborn becoming Peter's best friend and trying to help him and all the rest of it. I know it's nice to have redemption arcs, but it just doesn't work for me with a character like Norman Osborn. It's the equivalent of redeeming the Red Skull for me. I don't know. I'm just not that keen. This book, though, was okay. I quite enjoyed it. I'm going to continue reading Spider-Man. I have to say I probably enjoyed the space adventures more than this, but this is good fun as well. So yeah, I will continue reading Spider-Man. A long time since Spider-Man's been back on my read list. So yeah, this is doing well. This is a good book at the moment. We've then got this new miniseries, Daredevil and Punisher, The Devil's Trigger. Great artwork in this. Really, really cool artwork. Excuse me. Really, really cool artwork. It's your typical Punisher versus Daredevil story. Matt Murdock is representing some crime family for some reason, and the Punisher's decided he needs to bump them off. So there's a bit of fisticuffs. Punisher captures Daredevil and kind of ties him up, and then Daredevil sees all the crime bosses coming together. It was fun. It was easy to read. And anytime you put Punisher and Daredevil in the same book, it's good fun. So yeah, I did like this one. And again, I will be reading on for this. So I am trying, guys. I am trying with these X books with the big crossover event at the moment, the Age of Revelation. Some of it I have been really enjoying. I have to say the main core book is very, very strong. I've tried to read a lot of the kind of the side quest issues and the additional books. I've already dropped a few of them. Most of them are up to issue 2. I've dropped a few of them already because issue 1 just didn't do it for us. I quite liked issue 1 of this, Iron and Frost, which is the White Queen and Iron Man. So I picked this one up, but no, I'm done with this one. I think I'm done with this tale. Not that there's anything drastically wrong with it. It's just not my kind of book. Basically, Tony Stark has mutated and become the kind of the embodiment of AI living within his robotic shell and all that kind of stuff. And in the end of this issue, spoilers, he kills War Machine, Rodney. So yeah, that was a bit of a bummer. But yeah, it's all right. Not one I'll be picking up though, just because I haven't got time to read all of these books. We've then got this by Mad Cave. It Killed Everyone But Me. Look at that cover. Loving this little series. This is a really interesting story about basically these demonic entities that are released onto the world to do vengeance and things like that. One was released years ago and killed the main character's best friends. And now there's something else being released in the world. So she's had to go back to talk to the original entity to try and get its help. Interesting story. I quite like the artwork. I'm intrigued to see how this plays out. I like the kind of the demonic nature of it. I like the graphicness of it. It is really quite bloodthirsty at points. So yeah, if you like your horror comics, if you like scary stuff, if you like monsters and all that kind of thing, with a bit of witchcraft, this is probably the book for you. It is worth a read. Next, Twilight Zone, issue number 2. Issue number 1 was okay. I think my pal Sorrel dipped out of this one, but issue number 1 was okay. I said I would give issue number 2 a go just to see what I thought of it, and I'm done. I'm out. This is not doing it for me at all, sadly, ladies and gents. I thought the writing in this was atrocious. I thought the artwork was awful. I thought the story was just crap. I'm being very negative, guys, but I have to be honest, this just really didn't do it for me at all. Pages like issue number, like that page there, just far too text heavy and trying to explain everything all the time of what you're reading. It was just hard work, sadly, just hard work. And the story was rubbish. It felt very, and I guess that's what they're aiming for, but it felt very old-fashioned. Felt like a comic from the 60s in terms of the plot. So yeah, I'm out, I'm afraid. I was looking forward to this series, but I am out of this one. It's not doing it for me. Let's just see what people are saying in the comments. Issue 2, I didn't bother with. Flicked through at the comic shop and it looked pants. Utter pants, mate. Utter pants. Nice to see you, pal. Hope you're doing well. It's a shame messing up such a great IP. I absolutely agree. This could be stonking, and perhaps the writer will get into his stride later on down the route. I might dip back in at issue 5 or so just to see what it's like. I wouldn't be surprised if this is cancelled pretty quickly. I can't imagine many people reading this and wanting to read on with it, because it's not the best. It's not the best. Okay, next what we got. Okay, Thundercats Panthro. You know I'm not a massive fan of the Thundercats Tales by Declan Shelvey, but every time there's a new mini-series that comes out and it's not by Declan, I will pick it up and give it a go. So this is a little standalone book, which I thoroughly enjoyed. So good old Panthro goes on a jaunt across Third Earth and encounters this kind of mystical cave that sucks him in, and he comes across Groon, who's a character from the old Thundercats cartoon and comic books. Basically, the story is they're both stuck in this cave. Groon isn't quite what he seems. He comes across as quite helpful, but actually he's a bad guy in disguise. I enjoyed this. The artwork was nice. The writing was pretty good. So I will. It keeps pulling us back into Thundercats. Not the main title, but certainly these kind of standalones, and certainly the what is it, Thunder Lost or something? The kind of the spin-off series has been quite good. So yeah, I enjoyed this. I will continue reading anything not by Declan Shelvey. We've got Fuzzy in the chat. Nice to see you, pal. I hope you're doing well. Fell asleep. Not a problem at all. Fuzzy, just so you're aware, in case it's looking weird on your screen, we're trying something new. We're streaming from different ways today. So we've got a normal version, which you should be able to find. And then we've got a one designed for phones, which is a separate stream. And then we're also on Instagram. So if your screen doesn't look like it usually does, it means you're on one of the different streaming ways. Just giving it a go. It's a new feature. I don't think it's given us any benefit, but we'll see. We'll see what it's like at the end of the stream. Looks as though they missed the point with Twilight Zone with too much writing. Terry, it was incredibly text heavy. It just sucked the life from you. And the story was naff. It just didn't make sense. It was cack. Fuzzy, Twilight Zone is the most cancelled TV show of all time. Cancelled more than any other property. Wow. I think you mentioned that before, Fuzzy. It wouldn't surprise me if this book's cancelled as well, Fuzzy, because it's just... I can't imagine anybody really getting into this. I might be wrong. Next, we've got Viking Moon by Image Studios. I've been really enjoying this, although it is fair to say this issue is a little bit slower. This is basically a tale of some Vikings which have landed on a new landscape to try and make their home there, and they've encountered the kind of the tribes that live there who've tried to warn them off. And then it basically transpires that the place is full of bloody werewolves, isn't it? Issue 1 was really good. I have enjoyed issue 2, but like I say, it is a bit of a slower pace. This is just straightforward fun, really. This is just straightforward fun. Just a good jaunt. Lots of monsters, lots of sword fighting. What more can you ask for? Nice, easy to read book. We then got this. This is The Invisible Man, issue number 4, the last in this series. This is by James Tynion. This has been absolutely hands down the best of the Universal Monsters line by Image Skybound. I've thoroughly enjoyed this series. I think the use of the white to show the invisible nature of the characters is absolutely stunning. Just a brilliant book. Really cool book. I'm sad that this one's over. Well, those of you that watch the channel will know I've said on a few occasions I cannot work out when this book is set because it's years since I've seen the original Universal Monsters Invisible Man. Well, now I know. So this book ends with the start of the Universal Monsters movie. So this is a prequel comic. I hadn't realised that. I hadn't appreciated it. But it's brilliant. Absolutely love it. Can't recommend it enough. If you want to check out any of the Universal Monsters books, this is the one I would recommend you go for. Stunning. I hope we get more from this because I really did like it. In the chat, we've got Mr. McGroovy. Nice to see you, pal. I hope you're doing well. Just run through some comic books I've recently read. Next, we have got... bit of Star Trek. We've got The Last Starship by ID. This is issue number 2. This is telling the story of the USS Omega. Now, I believe that this is set in the Discovery timeline, but basically all warp cores in the galaxy have detonated and destroyed all the fleets of starships, as far as you're aware. The Federation has teamed up with the Borg to create this new starship, the USS Omega, and then they've also, for some reason, resurrected good old James T. Kirk, stuck him back in the Enterprise. This issue was really interesting because you've got this new captain who's very much a pacifist, has never lost a member of the crew and all the rest of it, and he berates good old James T for a while, saying, you are renowned across the history of the Federation as basically a war captain. Do you know how many people died at your hands and all that kind of stuff, and I've never lost a man and all the rest of it, and basically really berates him for being the Captain Kirk we know and love. By the end of the issue, he's warped or flown into a Klingon trap. The ship gets shot to shit, and pretty much everybody's about to die. And then good old James T wanders back onto the bridge and says, "Ready for action, sir." Do you know what? I loved it. Cracking, absolutely cracking. I was hesitant at first because I thought bringing James T. Kirk back was a bit of a, but it works. It really works in that you're bringing back, a character who's used to battle, used to the darker times of the Federation, into a timeline where it's been much more peaceful and they're not used to having to fight. So yeah, really enjoy it. Absolutely recommend you check this one out. It's great fun. Terry, ordered the Trade of Invisible Man because I gave up with the others. Missed ordering one. Yeah, Terry, I think you'll enjoy this one. It is pretty cool. And as Fuzzy says, Phantom next. Now, Fuzzy, I don't know if you've read your copy of Invisible Man number 4 yet. I know you're reading it. It's got a 2 or 3 page advanced preview of Phantom. Artworks by good old, Simmons, who did Dracula. Didn't blow us away. I don't know why, but didn't blow us away, mate. It looked really messy. But anyway, it worked for Dracula. Just not sure it works for Phantom. Let us know what you think. Claire, nice to see you. Yes, Star Trek. Really like this one. I'm thoroughly enjoying this one, Claire. I mean, I am a Star Trek guy. Do you know what I mean? But I've not read a Star Trek book for a long time that I've really enjoyed. This one's doing it for us. This is really interesting and fresh. I must check out Red Shirts. Terry's been mentioning Red Shirts to us. Let us know, Claire, if you've been reading that one. But apparently that's really cool as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Fuzzy, the covers for this series have been fantastic. Yeah, they have, mate. They have. Really interesting because one of the covers had a picture of the Omega, the new starship, and it looked bloody awful. But these images I've put up, I really like it. I think it's got a great design. So yeah, recommend you just check out The Last Starship. Oh, look at this, man. Again, by Rick Remender, who we were just talking about. This is Escape issue number 4. Artwork by Daniel Acuna. This is just phenomenal. I know I've said it a few times, guys, and I'm going to have to make a list. I'm going to get some of you guys to write in and let us know in the comments. What is your book of the year so far? Because I think I've got 2 or 3, and I keep saying books, but this one has got to be right up there. And either it's got to be in the number 1 or the number 2 slot. I'm not quite sure yet. Let us know in the comments what your books of the year so far are. But this is Escape. This is just a phenomenal tale. It's a military tale, basically set in a world with I always get it wrong. Someone tell us in the chat. Anthropomorphic animals, so animals that act and look like human beings, and you've basically got like a World War II situation going on. What I'm loving about it though is it's not shying away from the fact. In fact, it's been really clear that there are no good guys in war. They're all the bad guys. And, in this particular issue, there's just some beautiful bits where our main character is taken in by the enemy. So a family take him in, and there's a point where they ask him, were you responsible for the bombing? And it's very clear that they've lost loved ones, the mother and the daughter, to the bombing. It's heart-wrenching for people who don't understand or perhaps have never experienced the true horror of war. I think this is a really interesting book. It's very grounding, and it opens your eyes to a lot of the horrific things that go on during wartime. Now, interestingly, I love this page I've put up here because it darts backwards and forwards between kind of what's happening in the other country with what he's been doing at home before the war. I always just assumed Escape referred to him escaping from the enemy because he's been crushed in enemy territory. But in the last few issues, we've seen that he wasn't a happy chap at home. He was not enjoying his life. And this line here from his wife, basically saying that he's enlisted for an escape from life, really hit us hard, because I thought, you know what, I think that's what the book's actually about. Yeah, anyway, I'm rambling on, guys. This is a must read. It's not an easy read. It's not like your X-Men books or your Spider-Man, but it's a very rewarding read. So absolutely would recommend you check this one out. It's phenomenal. Next, we've got Skinbreaker, and I'm going to apologise. I wasn't exactly blown away by issue 1 of this, and I pulled my face at it a little bit. I changed my mind. We're on to issue 3 now. Really enjoying this. Really enjoying this. David Fincher's artwork is great. The writing by Robert Kirkman is great. I think this has got the potential to be a really good ongoing series. Interested to see where we'll go with it, because it kind of feels like each issue is going to end, or each couple of issues is going to end with the leader being bumped off and somebody new taking the place. Particularly like this issue because it kind of shows how they've developed as a race. They've moved away from kind of the barbaric hunting. They're using tools now and technology and things like that. But there's an absolute desire for people to go back to the old ways. They say technology and the use of traps and things is cheating. So yeah, I found that really interesting. Really good story. Probably don't want to pick up in trade paperback after it's done 6 issues or so, and give it a go in that format. But yeah, really liking it. Really liking it. I picked this up just for shits and giggles, really. This is Dracula. This has already been out last year or the year before by James Tynion and Martin Simmons. This is the black and white special. I thought I'd just give it a go and see what the artwork's like in black and white. It's literally the same book, but printed just in black and white. And it was interesting. I went back and looked at my print copy of this, with all the colour splash and all the rest of it. And I have to say, I think there needs to be a middle ground. I think this, actually, the black and white, is far better than the colour. I think the black and white works much, much more for this particular series. But with the slight amendment that I would like a little fleck of red now and then in Dracula's eyes. So that image there with Dracula, with the stuff coming out of his eyes, it would be nice to have just a touch of red on that. So not the fully painted coloured version we got originally, not the black and white version. I want something in the middle. But also, what a great friggin' marketing scam this is. Do you know what I mean? This has only been out a year or so. Pump it back out in black and white and we'll get double the money because mugs like me will buy it. But yeah, it's interesting. It is worth reading, worth having a little flick through if you've not read the last version of it. Right, this is an interesting one. So this is by Dark Horse. This is Devil on My Shoulder, issue number 1. Now, this book does come on the first page with a warning saying that it depicts images of violence, of assault against females. And it absolutely does. It's a really uncomfortable, really hard read for the first 3/4 of the book. The basic story, and I've struggled to find a page to put on screen that doesn't show some horrific act against women. So basically what happens is these lads, 4 lads, basically kidnap this young lady on her way from work, and the next, 3/4 of the book is her being tortured, and them assaulting her and things like that. There's a interesting 5th character that I've kind of already thought, yeah, he's some kind of demonic entity or something, because there's a number of comments made throughout that the boys are going to get everything they want, and this one character doesn't really get engaged and things like that. So I'm suspecting that he's some kind of demon who's promised if they inflict horror on this lady, they're going to get the heart's desire. The book basically ends with her, they think, dead, chucked in the river, and then it goes 4 years later where the lads have got everything they've ever desired. They're all rich and famous and all the rest of it. And it ends with her standing outside of the restaurant going to extract her revenge on them, get a vengeance. So, interesting story. I will read on because I quite like the idea of, it's like a female John Wick, I suppose. But, have to say, very, very hard reading. But particularly the violence and the aggression towards ladies. It is a challenging book to read. I would imagine it'll upset quite a few people. So just read that one with caution, ladies and gents. Okay, that's all the comics I've been reading this month. Let us know in the comments which ones your favourites are. And let's move on to some toy news. So just before we do that, ladies and gents, if I can just jump to the comments. Fuzzy of the Dunlop. This is my number one. Remda was my... this is my number one. Remda was my number one last year also, in fact. He's an incredible writer, Fuzzy. Absolutely incredible writer. I don't think you can go wrong with him, to be honest. He's superb. Anthropomorphic. See? Easy. Easy. Looks like another trade to order. Is it ongoing? I don't... Fuzzy, let us know. Is it ongoing? I think it might be. It's really good, but I like how issue 1 is action-packed. The next is a slower, back into action, and then the slower-paced one again. I hope it stays like that. Yeah, me too, pal. Me too. I like it. And I loved his interaction with the family. I loved the bit with the coin and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just great. Just great. Yeah, Fuzzy's confirming it is ongoing. Thanks, Fuzzy. Did you read the letter by Randa after the story? Made it much more personal? No, I didn't. Fuzzy. I'll have to go back and read that. We've got Shiny ACC, bud. You've got 2 identical live streams going at once, but one has 3 viewers and the other has 13. I watched the 13 one because I'm not a loser. Yeah, thanks, bud. We are trying to stream. StreamYard's got a new fancy feature where you can stream vertically and horizontally and on Instagram. So I'm trying that at the moment, pal. So you'll see 2 different streams, one designed for mobile phones, one designed for normal kind of YouTube, and then the one on Instagram looks like there's nobody watching it, so that's interesting. But yeah, we'll see. It's all inspired by his grandfather's stories of the war. Wow, oh, that's interesting, Fuzzy. Incredible stuff. Okay, guys, let's talk toys. You know I like to show off a couple of vintage toys when we do this show. We're going to start off with something, and I might have shown off before, but I'm just interested in your thoughts. Let us know in the comments who knows what one of these bad boys is. Look at that. Look at his little face. It's a little bit blurred, you might not be able to see. But look at that little spotty hand. Now, these were all the rage when I was a youngster. And at school, I had, maybe 30, 40 of these, I think. And we used to trade them. You used to get them. I think there might have even been in blind bags. I'm not sure how. I don't remember the act of actually opening the figures. I just remember having the figures. So yeah, really, really cool. Really nice little things. Anybody in any of the chats know what this toy line was called? You can get... The originals were this kind of salmon colour, but you can get loads of more modern versions now in different colours, different Dago colours. Is it Dago colours? Like luminous greens and yellows and things like that. You can get different kind. I think they did He-Man lines as well, but these are called muscles or muscle men, I think. And you can get like little robots, different kinds of things. Yeah, they're just stunning, absolutely stunning. So I wanted one of these for my vintage collection, something I remember playing with as a wee nipper, and I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. You can't really see it very well, but that finger there has got a mouth and a face on it. But yeah, spot on. So they are the muscles. Very cool. Looks like what happened to me when I got mumps, measles and chickenpox all on the same day. Yeah. I've seen that on Ed's Retro Geek Out, I think. Yeah. And I had the exact same one at one point. Very cool. They are very, very cool little figures. Well worth getting. Now, the next little bunch are some of my favourites. These are Supernaturals. So this is a toy line again from the 80s. They all come with glow-in-the-dark weapons. And this was from the kind of the time period when everybody got a little bit obsessed with holograms. So they all come with, like I say, a glow-in-the-dark weapon. You come with a shield, which has got some kind of hologram on it. So this guy is a serpent. Try to see if we can get the light just right for that. Maybe not. Oh, there you go. So you can see the serpent on there, the big snake, which is pretty cool. And then you take off the headpieces and the chest plates, and they've got grotesque kind of holograms. Not working very well in the light. Let's see, take that off. So basically these chest plates are holograms as well. You cannot really see that very well because there's not enough light shining on it. But there you go. Oh, there you go. So you get the snake, You can just see the snake there, and then he transforms into a man as well. So very cool. See if I can just move that there. Ooh. So yeah, they are very, very cool. Can't remember what this one was called, but I do like the snake side of him. So that's him. And then I got the other one, which is, again, glow-in-the-dark weapon, and the shield. The shield on this one is from memory an eyeball, I think. So yeah, eyeball there, as you can just see, which is really, really cool. So I like that one a lot. And then again, you get rid of the weapons, take off his hat piece, and then you get the actual figure with the hologram inside, which is just skeleton, I think. Yeah, so you can see all the, again, a humorous kind of thing, and then he turns into a skeleton. I miss holograms. I don't know why they did away with hologram toys, because we had these supernatural figures, and we had the visionaries as well. But yeah, they are very, very cool. Really, really like those ones. Really like those ones. Rod is on Instagram. Thank you very much for checking us out on Instagram, pal. We're trying to go live on Instagram and YouTube, bud. So thank you very much for joining on Instagram. So yeah, Supernaturals. Love these figures. I'm going to try and collect more of these ones because I really do like them. They are very, very cool. Shiny, you managed to get all the accessories. Yeah, with my vintage toys, I've got a bit of a thing where I'm desperately wanting to collect them with accessories. I don't know why. And it's really hard to do with some of the particularly the Master of the Universe figures and things like that. But I just have a thing for having them with all accessories. But I don't know why. But yeah, they are nice figures. I've got the comic book as well. They did a comic back in the day, which was very, very cool. Very cool. Okie dokie, so that's a little bit of action figures for you. Show off time. Let's just show you some of the different stuff I've picked up. I've not picked up a lot, but there is a video out on my channel about this beast, and you'll be seeing more of this in the coming days. This is my advent calendar. My advent calendar. I'm nearly 50-year-old and I've got a bloody advent calendar. Anyway, this is my advent calendar. This is the Blockies Transformers Titan advent calendar. It's an absolute beast with a lenticular cover there, which I really like. Each day you open this and you get a different Blocky in it, and then a special surprise on the 25th. Cannot wait to get into this. It looks incredible. Now, what I am going to try and do is do a video on this every single day. Whether I manage that or not, Christ only knows, but I will give it a go. I will give it a go and see if I can do a little video every day of us opening it, and maybe trying to use my big fat digits to open and build the Blocky. So we'll see if we can do that. Only other comic I've picked up recently, which I wanted to show you, was this bad boy. So I got this one from the good old doctor himself, Dr. Von Hoot. Please do go check out his Instagram page. He's got all kinds of fantastic stuff on there. But this is Monsters in My Pocket, issue number 1 by Harvey Comics. I just love the artwork on that. I remember having the Monsters in My Pockets toys back in the day. I just love this. I just love it. Look at all those kind of classic monsters there. You've got the Mummy, Medusa, Dracula, Frankenstein, the full shebang. Yeah. Did you guys have Monsters in My Pockets when you were younger? Any of you guys have these little figures? Because I think they are really, really cool. Really cool. So yeah, love them. Love them. Very cool indeed. Very cool indeed. So that's my pickups for the the week, really. Back in the day, yeah, the good old days. I thought what we'd do now, guys, just on show off section to end up is I've got a short box here, and I'm just going to pick randomly a few comics, and we'll just see what's in me box. So we'll just pick a few out, and we'll see what we've got. So, oh, that one's bent. So we have got this Fantastic Four, Ultimate Fantastic Four, issue 23. Any of you guys know the relevance of these books? Should say most of my comics are minor keys or things like that. This was a great little run. I really enjoyed this original run of the Ultimate Fantastic Four. This obviously is one of the books, one of the early books that gave the real introduction to the Marvel Zombies. So Marvel Zombies first appeared in Ultimate Fantastic Four. Cracking run, and they were really They weren't played for humour. They were played as horrific zombies. So really, really liked this little run of books. Ultimate Fantastic Four, like I say, stonking little series if you've not read it. It does lose its way a little bit, but it's got some great introductions to characters, and you get the Maker introduced as well. So the Maker being the kind of the evil version of Reed Richards, which is very, very cool. Very cool. So there we have it. We've got them first kind of coming face to face with the zombies. This artwork, by the way, in this book, by I think it's Greg Land, is just, yeah, Greg Land is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. He's an incredible artist. Absolutely incredible artist. So one of my favourite series is, look at that, man. All the zombie Avengers and everything. And then the kind of the zombie verse was picked up by Rob Kirkman, wasn't it? And brought into a mini-series. First one was good. And then it just goes a bit batshit crazy. And then I think we've had about 8 or 9 mini-series after that. So yeah, it's a nice one. Nice one. But yeah, very, very cool early appearance of the zombie universe. Ooh, got a nice one. So this is an older book. This is X-Men 97. My Brother, My Enemy. Don't think this is the first Havoc, is it? Someone check us in the chat. Don't think it's the first Havoc, but it's an early X-Men key. Look at the artwork on those, man. Just beautiful artwork. You kind of beat some of that original X-Men artwork. In issue 97, not long before it kind of goes all a bit tits up for the X-Men, and we kind of see them disappear for a good while. That classic Havoc costume, one of my all-time favourites. Just simplicity. Just really, really cool. Really, really cool. Yeah, really nice book. All new X-Men 97. So yeah, the nice one. Don't think it is first Havoc. I can't remember. This is a minor key. So we've got Avengers. The Avengers. This is issue number 19. First appearance of the Swordsman. What's he called again? What's the Swordsman called? Can't remember. First appearance of the Swordsman, who obviously appeared in some of the MCU Disney Plus shows. Quite liked his character. Quite liked his character in that. But yeah, this isn't a bad condition book. Quite like that one. So yeah, first appearance of the Swordsman. We've got this. This is a classic. I've got a few copies of this. I've got 2 or 3 of them in my giveaway box. This is Uncanny X-Men 244. First appearance of Jubilee. Good old Jubilee, who became incredibly popular. Incredibly popular. Probably more so due to the X-Men cartoon rather than the actual comic book. But yeah, very cool. Very cool. What's that? Who is the Swordsman? You're making people look. How dare you? How dare you? The Swordsman, classic Avengers costume. Look at that tash. Look at the tash on that. He is the Errol Flynn of comic characters. I think he trained Clint Barton to become Hawkeye, and he was in. What series was he in? He was in. I think he was in the Hawkeye TV series. He was. No, someone remind us. He was definitely in one of the series. I'm sure he was in the Hawkeye, TV series for a while. Not in costume, because his costume's shite. But yeah, it's Jubilee. First appearance of Jubilee. Never read this one, but do need to read it. This is a bit of 100 Bullets action. This is by Brian Azzarello. Anybody read that? I don't even know what it's about. I picked it up because I thought it was a nice issue number 1. But yeah, not sure on that one. Is this the one where he's got 100 free bullets or something that are untraceable? I'm sure he's got 100 free bullets that are untraceable, so they can kill whoever they want. Anyway, picked it up because it's a nice little issue number 1 to try. We've then got one of my favourite books, Something Epic by Simon Krasinski. Sorry, apologise about his name. But this is a cracking little series about a guy whose imagination kind of changes the world around him. And he can see, he's something called an epic, so he can see other people's imaginary friends and things like that. Absolutely stunning. Well worth checking out. Great little series. Great series. So please check out everything Simon does is phenomenal. But this came with some stunning covers, like that one, for example. Something epic, homage to good old Terminator 2. Just beauts. Just absolute beauts. So yeah, there we go. A few books from the short box. I'll put those back in a second. Let's have a look. Just ordered the first 4 issues of Escape. Can't wait for the trade. Yeah, Terry, you'll love it, mate. It's superb. It really is superb. Loved Monsters in My Pocket, but I did prefer the Wrestlers. Didn't even know there was Wrestlers in my pocket. He's making it up. He can't get the story straight. How dare you, shiny. Black Sky, do you ever draw your own stuff? I don't. Well, I do, mate. If you check out my channel, Black Sky, if you check out my channel on my live shows, there's a one called Geek Art Attack, where myself and a few guys try and draw images in under 3 minutes or something like that. I'm horrendous. Absolutely horrendous, but we'll have some great artists on there. So no, I can't draw for diddly squat, but I would say I've always fancied writing. I've got a good imagination, so I have got a good imagination. So I'm always keen to write stuff. I've always fancied trying to write my own comic if I can find someone to draw it for us. 100 bullets start off okay, and then I forgot to buy it. So more like 2.5 bullets, Terry. Nice to see you, Efren. Again, you're making me wake up early to watch you on YouTube, and now IG. How dare you? I'm everywhere. I'm like a virus, Efren. I'm literally everywhere. But 3 minutes, all about 10 minutes, yeah. We'll have to do that show again. I enjoyed it. Okay, ladies and gents, we are near the end of the show. Thank you so much, everybody, for jumping on and watching. Let me know about the different formats. Has it caused too much hassle for you? I don't really know how it's worked because I'm on StreamYard, but let us know if it's been a pain, if it's jumping around and stuff like that. Interested to know how it's panned out for you. But before we go, if I can just point out a few things. So we have got, just trying to find a way that works. Dear God, press the right button, Peter. There we go. So we have got memberships on the channel. Please do check out the memberships. Any way you can support the channel is always much appreciated. Just to mention, I'll not be doing shorts. I've mentioned this a few times, but I will not be doing shorts on this channel anymore. Instead, I've set up a different channel, YouTube's TripleG Comic Clips. So please go check out TripleG Comic Clips for any shorts, if shorts are your thing. I know not everybody likes them. I'll be repurposing this live stream and pinching some of the comic book reviews and sticking out this week's comics. That should hopefully go out later today. Just to mention, Monday night at 8 o'clock, myself and my good pal Efren from Past Point Comics will be going live at 8 o'clock to tell you all about the comics that are coming out in January 2026, helping you to spend your money before you've got it. So please do check in with us on Monday at 8 o'clock to look at all the comics coming out in January 2026. And there are some crackers, so looking forward to that. Panel Breakers will be back as usual on Tuesday night, so join me and the gang on Tuesday for that. That should be a bit of fun. Mr. Keegan is away, so it'll just be myself, Efren and Sorrel, and potentially Phil if he's available. I'll drop him a message in a bit. So please do check out Panel Breakers, 8 o'clock on Tuesday night. And that's your whack. Now, there is one other shuff. Cough, Marvel Comics, cough. Yes, there will be some. I know you love your Marvel Comics. There will be some Marvel Comics, Fuzzy. Don't worry about that. There is another show that's going to be happening probably on Wednesday, I would imagine, with good old Super Sorrel. Please keep an eye out for that. We're going to go live on both channels. We're going to do a quick review of the first 4 episodes of Stranger Things. So if you want to join me, make sure you've watched ready for Wednesday night. I've caught up last night. I have to tell you, stunning. Absolutely stunning. Really enjoyed it. So looking forward to talking to Sorrel all about Stranger Things on Wednesday night. So please check that out. But, ladies and gents, thank you very much to everybody for watching. Please do drop us a message on Instagram or privately or whatever to let us know how this has gone in terms of the dual streaming malarkey. Not sure really how it works and all the rest of it. I do hope it hasn't been too disrupting for you, and I hope it's worked okay. Let us know, please, 'cause I'm keen to know whether to do it again in the future or whether to just stick with what I usually do. But for now, everybody, that's your whack. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next time. Take care. Bye.
The curtains close. It's time to go. We really hope you enjoyed the show. Check out my channel for more geeky fun and hit like and subscribe before you run. All that remains is our thanks to you from Triple G and his YouTube crew. We really do hope you come on back, but for now, that's your whack. Yeah, that's your whack.